Hey y'all, and if you're wondering what you stumbled into Germany. So we're a couple of Americans that came to Germany for work, and well, we bought a farm. So the channel is kind of our adventures here on the farm, whether it be getting this farm back up and running, becoming self-sufficient, doing things like solar, water catchment, stuff like that, and just, renovations. If you're not new to the channel, you know I have a Ford Ranger that is, for lack of a better term, broke. So, yeah, this is the second time that I'm dealing with this truck. First time we changed a belt, and well, my week is starting out with, here's the truck sitting in the driveway, and the tow truck is on the way. So I spoke with the dealer that did the work on the truck, that replaced the oil pump, which now the truck has no oil pressure. And they agreed to diagnose it, and of course, see if the oil pump is bad, or the belt for it's broken, or it's clogged. But either way, coinky dink that within 6,000 kilometers, that's a little over, what is that, 3,000 miles, something like that. I don't even think it's that much. The motor has zero oil pressure and is knocking. Big picture, the truck only has 32,000 miles on it. Not good, right? Yeah, so anyway, our week is starting out with, of course, them coming and picking up the truck. And then I'm off to do other things because I got to get moving on this renovation. But I figured I'd bring you up to speed on that. And yeah, not good times. We have been busy with firewood and all that, so yeah. All right, y'all, so it looks like the first bit we're gonna get into is cleaning the wood stove and maybe cutting some wood, because it is below freezing, and it's been a little more than a week since I cleaned the stove. So it was due to be cleaned this past weekend. Well, I cleaned it on the weekends, but yeah, so it's due to be cleaned today. We're gonna do the wood stove cleaning. We're gonna cut up the 5 bundles of wood. So I got a bundle there, a bundle there, 3 bundles there, because it has been really cold. Well, not really cold, but cold enough to pretty much keep the heat running 100%. And we burned through a row of firewood. And we had a partial row over here. So yeah, we're burning through some firewood. So I got to get these. These are the last of the bundles that are already split. And like a week or 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, if you can, I know it's kind of hard to see through that window, but because it's got that milk glass. There's rounds out there that need to be cut and bundled, or split and bundled. And so I got to get these out of the way, get this wood stove cleaned, all that good stuff. So yeah, let's do it. Yep, this is fun. So we'll do a preliminary cleaning of the firebox, because we're gonna have to clean the heat exchanger in the back. But that means we have to make sure the bottom has room to catch any of the stuff. All right, so we got the first preliminary cleaning, and so the wood stove is now almost 2 years old, or at least has almost 2 seasons on it. And we've been burning it, you know, pretty steadily. It does have replaceable fire bricks in it, and the reason I say that is we have a couple of broken ones. They're still fine to use, but you can see that one's in 2 pieces, that one's in 2 pieces, and that one's in 2 pieces. This is a little firebox that the flame is blasted down into. So the bottom ones actually take direct, like, furnace blast of heat. What I am going to do, though, is make sure I get some good measurements, and then what I'll do is I'll buy replacement brick and have them ready to replace. So we got the preliminary cleaning of the chamber down here, and that'll let us open up the back of the stove, clean out the back. That, ladies and gentlemen, is about probably 3 months, about 3 months worth of ash. That ash is a roll of firewood off of that wall, and that row that's missing over there, it's all right there. It is incredible how you reduce, like, wood down into such a little bit. It's mind-boggling. That is like a pickup truck load of firewood. Crazy, huh? All right, we got to get this back open and start cleaning out the back quick so that we can do the actual firebox and get the bottom cleared out again. So we'll take out the turbulators that spin the air through the heat exchanger. Makes it a little more efficient. All right. Now we'll get the bottle brush. That's a 1. Two. 3. 4. 5. And 1 more. Okay, now that they're all clean, you can see in there there's still a bunch of dust or ash, actually. I know I call it dust, but whatever. We're gonna vacuum that out. So I need to go get the vacuum. Little note. Wood stove's been off since yesterday. This is not the firebox area. That ash that's in that wheelbarrow is still hot. But this stuff up here isn't gonna be hot. So it's not gonna have the coals or anything in it because it's just fine dust particles. But you gotta be careful because you can set your vacuum on fire. So let me go get the vacuum. All right, we got the vacuum. Now we're gonna go ahead and vacuum out these in here and get them all clean. All right, so that's the heat exchanger, the back chamber, where the hot exhaust, which heats the water, goes through the actual water. So we'll go ahead and get this all buttoned up, put the lid on, and then we'll get to cleaning out the bottom chamber. All right, so we got the back all buttoned up. It's all nice and pretty. We'll clean off all the top when we're done. Now I gotta get into the actual firebox. So let me show you what that looks like. I don't know if I've shown you guys this before. So there's the firebox. And let me turn on this light so that you can really get a good shot. So here's the firebox. And it holds like 2.5 foot pieces of wood, you know, somewhere around 30-inch pieces. Now we got to get all that ash that's in there. There's some good coals in there, so call me crazy, but I have a sieve. We're going to dump it in there, shake it so that we get the charcoal that's left behind, because it's going to make it 1,000 times easier to get this stove lit. Because every time I light the stove, I just have to pull the coals, you know, the coals or the little charred embers, or the actual charcoal into the center. I hit it with a garden torch, and we're off to the races. It takes me less than 5 minutes to get my wood stove off and running, and I'm gone. So, all right, let's get this done. All right, so that's the firebox itself. Let me show you. So that's what she looks like when she's 90-ish% clean. I leave that little bit of ash in the bottom because there is actually a stone in the bottom, and the stone is expensive. I say expensive, it's like 150 bucks. But I don't want to have to replace it all the time, and that little dry layer of ash helps protect it a little bit. Now we just got to get this lower box all clean and put the brick back, and we'll let it fire. But you can see all these coals that I ended up with. So that's the same thing as like charcoal that you use for your barbecue. It's going to be easy. Throw it. I'll put a little piece of cardboard in there, throw it all on there, light it up. Fire's off and running. So, all right, let me get this bottom done. All right, y'all, you remember I was telling you about the coals making it easy to light? Here's something you can't make up. So I had it setting on the wheelbarrow, and now the stove's been out since yesterday. But check this out. This is what the coals did. I haven't applied any fire. I haven't done anything but shake them out. Look at them glowing. They're still sitting in that tray. But I happened to look over at the wheelbarrow, and they were glowing. So I need to get this firebox closed up. I'll dump these into a piece of cardboard and put it in the bottom of the stove. And yeah, I know it's going to be easy to light this one. So, but the bottom's cleaned out. I just finished measuring the brick, and I'll go pick up bricks when I go to the building store, so that I have them for the next time I clean it. I'll just swap them out. Plus, looks like I'll beef up this plate that's in the bottom of the stove. That's the lovely thing about being a welder. So, yeah. All right, let me get this closed up, and we'll get her lit. All right, y'all, so all we did was pour the embers into this little cardboard tray on top of a couple of pieces of firewood. But look at that. Now we'll turn the blower on. So the blower's on. It'll just create a draft, and I'll get some of that smoke out too. And it'll fan those embers just that little bit. So probably when I open the door here in I don't know, we'll give it 15 seconds-ish. We should have fire. Oh, not quite yet, but man, she's a-glowing. But we don't have to worry about this fire. She's lit. So let me get some more wood in this wood box and start tackling all this. Good times. And I bought batteries for this thing. All right, y'all, we did a quick battery change, and I'll tell you what, it's great having more than one battery for the GoPro. In case you're wondering, GoPro 12, black, yeah. Overheat problem is the thing, but that's what we're shooting with. And also our Samsung phones, because, hey, phones shoot great video too. But we have not added a flame to this wood stove. All we did was dump those coals in, and the exhaust gas temperature right now is 65 degrees Celsius. Let me show you the firebox. We're gonna top that off here in a second, but there it is. So all that without a match, gotta love it. There's actually little bits here, right there, kind of hot. So this will sit for days before I go ahead and take it out back and dump it. That is my mode. Well, you know it's gonna sit because basically, I mean, it's this year's ash. What we do is we spread it on the garden or on the compost pile. This is gonna go to the compost pile because the garden right now is covered in plastic to help it kind of, Mama's got a little bit of compost mixed in it and just so it'll simmer. All right, I have got to clean up my mess around here and then we're gonna get started on this wood. All right, seems we made a clean spot. So you can see the kind of transition from where it's all vacuumed out, got it all cleaned up. The boiler fired right up, like instant. We're making heater ready, so the house is nice and warm. The house really didn't get cold anyway. It was only, it stopped. So the last fire was yesterday, and that big tank lasted until about 11 o'clock today. So it does happen to last quite a bit when that tank is really hot. So we got that clean spot, which means I need to make that clean spot go from all the way there to all the way over there. But in the process, I got to cut firewood and do all that stuff. The wifey, Mama is over in America. She's in the New York tri-state area. I just got off the phone with her. So I was kind of cleaning while I was talking to her, so that's why I really didn't film anything. But I told her it's a wood barn kind of day. So I'm gonna be out here just trying to make sense of everything that's out here. So we get busy here in cutting the wood and getting everything done. So I have like the pile of sawdust underneath the saw and all the stuff from cutting the banding and when I was cutting wood over here. So it gets hectic because it's go. And the whole, nobody likes cleaning, but the whole, I'll get to it, after I'm done. Well, I'm not done doing firewood. And that's kind of why I'm like, I'll get to it when I'm done because I'm just gonna make more, right? But anyway, these are the last of the bundles that I have cut, or split, I should say. So when these are done, I'm gonna clean this all up. Need to get some organization going in here because the winter project is really supposed to be that cow barn, because my workshop is clogged up with vehicles. I have cars that I've had forever, and that, they're classics. They're not going anywhere, and I want to keep them. For the most part, they all run. They're all good. They need little things to make them 100%, I only have one project car. That is a Fox Body Mustang. But those cars are supposed to be in that cow barn. I was supposed to do it last year, and the renovation started, and it just hasn't ended. I am working on that renovation still. I am doing the phone a friend for a vehicle because the truck is broken. I need to get sand here. So it looks like I have sand coming this weekend, that I can close the front up, and hopefully I get enough sand that I can also make cement as well. So that is the plan, is to start getting that cement work done, because that's really the next step. And once that's done, the floor gets leveled. But enough talking, I got firewood to cut. So let's cut some firewood. All right, y'all, so before I cut, the bottom of the saw is just full of pieces of wood. And what it does is it makes the sawdust blow round and round and blows up, and it hits you in the face and ends up in your gloves. So we're gonna perform surgery. We're gonna open up the saw, we're gonna get it all cleaned out, and then I can go ahead and cut more wood. I have not cleaned it out. This is 2 years. I've never really cleaned out the bottom. And I didn't know how bad it was until you saw me on that time lapse flip it up and see that, yeah, it's got a lot of like small chips in it, and it needs to be cleaned. So that's what we're about to do. All right, y'all, it's hard to understand just how big this saw is. This is the saw blade. And I checked the teeth look good. None missing. There's a little bit of wear on them, but not that much. It looks really good. That's 2 seasons of firewood so far on this blade. Yeah. That's a big blade. All right, so we got the saw done. It's all cleaned out and ready to go. Now I need to move it over there and get to cutting. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff in that saw. So I'm imagining that there's not gonna be so much dust flying in the air anymore. It's all gonna go to the ground where it needs to go. So yeah, let's get the saw moved and get some firewood cut. All right, y'all, so I sat down to edit this video and it is going way long. So we're about 30 minutes now. And so I'm gonna break it up into 2 videos. The next video will be me cutting the firewood and then moving on to other stuff, like working the wiring and stuff for the renovation. Because that's you know, that's already, you know, I've already done that because this is future Mike. And yeah, so if you haven't, please click that like, click that subscribe. You know, join us on our adventures. Helps us get closer to our goals. But in sticking with my motto, especially this time of the year with the holidays and all, if you're thinking about family or friends, please give them a WhatsApp or a WhatsApp. Reach out, see how they're doing. You know, like I say, this time of the year, it's very crucial. People suffer depression, people feel alienated, and just reaching out and telling them, hey, you know, how you doing? That can change somebody's life, really. And until the next installment, auf Wiedersehen.